The camera. Okay. All right. Do a little bit of painting on these flying fox things. Hey TikTok, how are we all going today? All right, so today doing a whole bunch of things, getting stuff prepped. I'm just painting up these flying fox feet so they have time to dry. I probably need to do 2 coats of this, but yeah, this is like the first initial layer, and they're just plain black, so there's nothing special. So phlegmy. Okay. So these are resin casts of a sculpture that I did out of monster clay and molded it in silicone and then cast them in resin. And I don't normally do those much anymore. Thank you for sharing. Much appreciated. Sorry. All right. So I'm just using some acrylic paint to paint these up. Like I said, I'll do a couple of layers on this because it's not the best coverage with just one layer. So that is one. And they're just plain black. So I'm going to hang it up on there apparently. Just going to hang it up on my glass. Do you want to move that? Yeah. Bit of a slow live by the looks of it so far. Nothing going on. That's fun. You can see what today's going to bring. What's going on, YouTube, TikTok? Welcome. All right, almost done doing the first layer on these. So, and then I'm going to move on to attaching the antlers onto the crystal stag. All right, just neaten that up. And I also would like to do the pupils on the flying fox head. Thank you for the follow and the likes. Thanks, guys. All right, that's another one. So that and the flying fox head, I want to do some eyes on that one. And so this is the flying fox head that I did a resin cast of, and I'm just going to do in the pupils. Are you selling those, the flying foxes? This one is for a bat rescue, but I have another one that I was going to make as well. So this one will be. But yeah, this one's going to a flying fox rescue to use in their educational programs. So I will make another one. I had these two heads just laying around, not doing anything. So I thought, why not make another one? So they're going to be the grey-headed flying foxes with like the rusty coloured neck. Thank you for the follow. And all the likes. So when the eyes are dry, the pupils, I'm going to go over it with like a gloss. There's a couple of options to do when you're doing gloss. But I just like to use Elmer's glue. I think it works really well. All right, next one. So I've done a lot of these art dolls, these flying fox ones before. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the heart. So they always have funny eyes. Goofy sort of eyes. All right. Okay. So there's the two flying foxes. So I'll let those pupils dry. And then, yeah, I'll add the gloss and go from there. So next we have my crystal stag. So I've got some antlers. So these are going to be the crystal antlers. I'm going to try and see how attaching them with super glue goes. Otherwise, I'll just use my epoxy sculpt to attach them. But I'm hoping the super glue works. So, and then those ones. Yeah. This one. This one. So that'll go there. Are you making an elk? Yeah. So this is going to be a crystal stag. So I'm not sure what color I'm going to do it yet, but yeah, I usually use like white antlers, and they're just plastic because they're a lot more durable than me making them. So I want my dolls to be durable. And then they came out with these clear ones, and I thought, great, that would look really cool as like a crystal stag or an ice stag. So I'm going to see how this goes super gluing. And then I'll clean it up with some stuff. So we'll see. I'm not confident this is going to attach that great, but we'll see. So you want the right angle. just sort of sit it there, try and make sure it sticks. I don't think it's going to stick though. We'll see. We'll just hold it there for a minute and see if it'll stick. I don't reckon it will, unfortunately. And there is, what else can we use? I can use epoxy sculpt, which is the other one. It's just a bit difficult. Oh, there you go. It did work. I might still go over it with just like a little bit of epoxy sculpt or UV resin to just sort of seal this. The UV resin I have, I'm not a huge fan of. Could be too old, I don't know. But yeah, I'm using this Loctite super glue. And try and get the right angle. This is in the way here. Maybe you can get the angle quite right last time. It's hard to judge the angle when all right, let's see how that goes. But yeah, I think I'll still hit it with the epoxy sculpt to, I might try the resin. Get it to stick properly. Just got to hold it in place for a minute to get that. In place. Good thing there. Might need more maybe. Put some more on there. Let's just load it up. Okay. All right. See how that goes. And then what's next? So I would like to try and finish this okami head that I've got here. I've also got a couple of things to do. So I can make a start on a couple of different dolls. I also need to sculpt little paws for the medieval cat. And yeah, so I could probably do the paws for the cat. It's almost done. So at least I have like something to get going, so I can bake those two. The flying fox will be ready to go. Yeah. Sorry. All right. Are we attached? Not yet. I don't think it's got enough of a connection. Normally, they come with like a little peg that I put into the antler itself, but these ones are just flat, and they're kind of annoying because they're not sticking properly. See how this goes here. Probably because I put a lot of zip glue on that. Just get the time to tack off. Not rip it off. So I think this one's pretty attached. Hopefully that's attached enough and it will start to set off. Okay, so that's going to be the crystal stag. It's a pretty big doll, I have to say. It's been a long time since I've made fantasy animals, so this live is really slow. I'm wondering if I should restart it because it didn't push it out at all at the start. Ow. Yesterday my nail broke and I have a gash on there. It hurts. All right, looking good. The crystal stag. All right, let's leave him there to set properly. All right, now maybe let's sculpt some feet. I don't want to get stuck with sculpting like a bunch of feet because I don't like sculpting feet half the time. So we want little cat paws for my medieval cat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and keep them small. So I'm going to roll out equal parts of, I'm going to do the front paws different. And then I'm going to use a bit of beige to do the toe beans for this one. So I'm going to trim a little bit off. I want these, paws to be quite small. So what I'm going to do, this is the way I sculpt cat paws or any paws really. So I roll out 4 balls, all equal in size. That's a little big, pinch them off. Still big. Equal size. I might do the hands different actually. So these two are going to be the feet and the hands, again, going to do a little different. I'm going to do like more stretchy hands. So these two here can be hands. So they're a little smaller. 2 hands, 2 feet. That's still too big, I reckon. And then what we're going to do is roll out equal balls for the toes. So we've got one, 2, probably need to condition some more clay, 3. Thank you for the follow, Finn. 4. This live is super slow. It's always disappointing. 1. If anyone has questions along the way, feel free to ask. 2, 3, and then 4. So these are going to be the 2 back feet. Again, keeping them small. And then for the hands, I'm going to make the toes slightly larger. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and the last one. And for the claws, I'm going to keep them, I need more clay. if anyone's wondering, I use Super Sculpey Original. So this is the white one. That's the wrong packet. Sorry. We need this packet here. Okay. So they come in a block like this, and you need to condition the clay when you get it because it is quite crumbly. So this is a softer type of polymer clay. I like working with soft clays. I don't like working with hard clays. It's not my jam, but that's everybody else's preference. And this is my preference. Okay. All right, that's looking good. So for the feet, what I do is I basically squish it down into the shape of a cat paw. In the shape of a cat paw. So this is obviously going to be a really tiny one. And then I get my 4 little balls that we rolled out before. Where have I been? On here, mate. On here. I only go live 4 times a week. So we're going to shape a toe, like so. And then we're going to start with the middle. Usually live every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. I don't think TikTok's been pushing my lives out very much. This one especially, it's going really shit. So sometimes it pushes out and sometimes it doesn't. And today it is not happening. So I was thinking of restarting the live because it's just nobody's doing anything. Even like it didn't push it out when I first started either. Like it was just straight off the bat, not pushed out. All right, so we're going along with the toes. Again, these are going to be small, and the toe that we're putting on the end is going to be a little bit inset back as well, and then push it in to make sort of a curve. So that's a little tip to create toes on a cat foot. Now these are going to be covered in faux fur, so I'm not worried about like the neatness of it. But obviously if I was going to paint them, I would make them a bit neater. So the next one will go here next to the other toes, blend it in. No problem, thanks for stopping by. So we have this particularly small cat paw because we're keeping them small. All right, so it's only the head's only small, so it's just going to be the 2 feet on the bottom. So it's only a small head. No. Okay. And then, because we're going to be attaching a ball and socket armature, I'm just going to make a little indentation there. Make sure there's some room. And that'll be 1 foot. Pair it up. So I'll do the toe beans all at once. So I want to get all the feet sculpted first. So next one, same deal. Push it down into a rough shape of the cat paw. Get our ball, make it into a toe, like so. And I sort of pinch it up to make like a knuckle joint that I can work from. And then start with the middle toe, blend it. And because you've already done that knuckle, you can just curve it over and the knuckle sort of naturally sits where it sits. Next toe, as well. Created a little knuckle again. Place it next to the last toe. So we've got 2 toes. Now we're going to do the end toes again, just smooth it out. So the end toes again, same thing, but we're going to pull it to the direction of the other side. And we're going to inset it back a little bit from the front 2 toes. And then the blending on this one, again, pull it down, blend it in, but you want to pull down the side too as well. And that creates sort of that toe that's a little bit inset further back, like so. And then the last toe here. So these will be the 2 back feet. Same deal, create the toe, and then I'm going to pull it this way because that's where the toe is going to sit, over here. And blend it. Blend, blend, blend. Now I'm going to measure it to make sure we've got the right size. Okay. That. And I'm going to just pop that in there so I can direct that upwards a little bit. All right. So that would be another toe, 2 feet, 2 cat paws. So for the hands, I'm going to do a little bit different, and they're going to be sort of splayed. So what I tend to do is get this to make a proper, it's like a lollipop. Anyway, so I make that sort of shape. And then get the toes, and I'm making sort of a cylinder, I guess, that I can stick on here. For this one, I need my needle tool, which is my needle tool. And we're going to sort of blend it in a little bit. So this is a medieval cat, so it doesn't have to be very realistic. We all know medieval cats look interesting. So I'm going to start blending it so it's all one level. So it'll be the main one. Next. Next one on the other side here. Again, we're going to blend it. So blend it into that main bit so it sticks properly. Okay, I'm going to round that tip a little bit. And I actually want to sort of squeeze that out a little bit. Okay, so I've got 2 cat paws. I'm only going to do 4 toes. So the next one, same deal. Slice it with your fingernail, same deal. And we're going to put it on here. Just going to round that off a little bit, and like so. Now the side ones are a little bit different, so I'm just going to just get it attached first with my needle tool. And then we want to sort of curve this bit here so it blends in a bit better. Side. This is why I like working with softer clays too. It's a lot easier to blend I like sculpting and moving it around with my hand, so yeah, I prefer using softer clay. Okay, that's one. And then same deal this side. That out for now. Let's blend it all in. These are just going to be like cutesy little medieval cat hands. Okay. I might add just a tad more to this side here. It's a bit too thin. Again, just add a tiny bit of clay there and just start blending it out. Okay. So there'll be the cat hands. I want to add a little bit of detailing in. So this side, I'm going to go for where I'm going to put the toe beans, and then I'm going to add some detail. Not much because I'm covering it in fake fur, so I'm not going to go too overboard with the detail because it gets lost most of the time anyway. Just a little bit of definition. Okay, and for where I want the nails to go, because they're going to have nails. Thank you for the likes. And the nails will go here. I'm just using my needle tool to create a nail bed. And then I'm going to use a just moldable plastic. That's where the nail beds will go. What am I making? I'm doing some cat hands for my medieval cat. So we're sculpting the hands for it. Drop some paint on it, but that's fine. So making some hands for it. So these ones are going to be stretchy outy hands. And we've got feet for the bottoms. So I'm going to do the toe beans on that side. I've got one more to sculpt. So same deal. Make sure I'm making a couple of things. I just did the antlers on the crystal stag as well. So just attach them. Not quite finished yet. I need to sort of reinforce them a little bit, but that's looking good. So yeah, a couple of things I'm working on actually. How much would it cost to commission a coyote? So you're probably looking at something this size. I'm assuming this is Shiranui from Okami. So something this size, we're probably looking at about $550 US. And if you're from Australia, I think it's like $820 or something. But I do offer payment plans. I'm super flexible with payment plans because I know it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but it takes time. It's expensive to make, but yeah, I'm super flexible with payment plans. So if you are interested, just send me a message. I pretty much let you dictate when and how much you want each payment to be. And then, yeah, when it's paid off, I send it out. So in the meantime, I make it. And yeah, that's a little rundown of how it works. So I'll basically send you like an invoice when you tell me how much you want to put down. I'll send an invoice out through PayPal, and yeah, then when you're ready for the next one, do the same deal until it's done. It doesn't matter if it's $20 or $100. Thank you for the follow. So I had someone pay off one of their dolls in like, $20, $50. every whatever, once a week. So yeah, super flexible. Okay, so again, sticking the toes on, and like I've made so many paws in my time, so I've got a good strategy on how to make them these days. So that's how I can make them pretty quickly. So I'm only doing one medieval cat this round. So I'll probably just do one every now and again, depending on how their story goes. I did want to do a medieval dog though. I had a fair few people asking about a medieval dog, even though I'm not a dog person. Much prefer a cat. So yeah. Okay. So I've got really rough kitty cat paw. Try and keep them like a bit rounded as well. So this one we're going to do there. Okay. Just blend it a bit better. It's very windy. What? Are you saying that for attention or something in my life, or why? Why? Okay. Some people say some really weird things in lives, honestly. Most of the time they just say stuff to get attention. Okay. Some little spaces. If that's true, that was an unfortunate correction. All right. What type of statue are you making? Okay, let's do some little marks, indentations. All right, let's make some toe beans. Yeah. So I'm going to be using Super Sculpey for the toe beans, which is like the sort of translucent, semi-translucent. It's a statue of your nephew that arts. Sorry to hear that. How long ago? Let's get a little section. So the Super Sculpey is a little more, it's a little harder than Sculpey Original for your auntie 2 months ago. Oh, how old? Oops. $11. Geez. That's awful. Leukemia. Yeah, it's not good, is it? Usually that's a treatable type. I mean, they're all bad, aren't they? Do I use normal clay, sculpting clay, or I use so the white is Sculpey Original, so that's that one. It's softer, but for my toe beans I'm going to be using Super Sculpey, which is a little bit harder, but they're both Sculpey. How to spell Sculpey? How to spell Sculpey? Here you go. which one, Primo. There's Primo, or there's Cos Clay. Poly something. Poly. Well, I don't use a poly one. All right, so toe beans, we're going to roll out equal balls again. So they're going to be quite small. And we want them to be equal. Like everybody. Everybody should be equal. PSA there. Okay. There are so many crows flying around today. They must have babies or something. They're just relentless today. All right, so little balls. And I find prepping this way really helps with being able to sculpt things quickly. So if you have everything prepped, there's no like trying to work out if there's equal parts of the clay there. So just, yeah, a good little tip is to prep these little balls for toe beans or your toes or whatever you're sculpting. I like to prep. Okay. Yep, and then for the paw pad, I do a larger one. So probably like that big. So they're small. They are small paws, so they don't need to be huge. A little bit more. Hello, thank you for all the likes. How are we today? Any questions about what I'm doing as well? Just shout it out. I'm happy to answer. I have been thinking about doing like sculpting workshops, but I don't know anything about workshops. So, you know, a lot of people are from online as well. So, all right, claw pads. So we've got our ball. We're going to squash it down. It's like a pancake. And then we want to shape it to like a little paw pad shape. So I just, use it with my fingers to shape this sort of shape here. And then sort of flatten it down again. And then I want to round the edges here. And then you sort of just got to pull and push as you're going. This part, we're going to use our fingernail just to make a little indentation there. Flatten it down again. Okay, and now we've got this sort of shape. A paw pad starting to take shape. And then we're going to get our needle tool and we're going to start creating those little pillowing sort of effect here. So I'm just using my needle tool to sort of just push it in, and you can roll it and it'll sort of smooth it out. You can get your silicone tool and sort of just smooth it out a bit as well. And that sort of gets rid of that harsher ridge there. Okay. And sometimes when you're sculpting things this small as well, less is more. So we've got the paw pad shape. And we're going to put it on our paw here. And then we're going to get our silicone tool and we want to sort of just round it off a little bit. So it's not just kind of just sitting on there. We want like it to blend in a little bit. So I'm going to add fake fur around it as well. So we want a little bit of room there. So we've got our little balls now and we want to roll them in like a kind of an oval shape and then squish them down. And then that, I sort of push it down around the edges to stick it on there. All right, same deal with this one. Roll it into an oval, squish. Stick it on there. So I'm going for this beigey color for this particular one. Another one, squish. Last one. Squish. And you want to sort of inset those ones a bit lower because they're... Then we got a little paw. The final thing, make sure I've got enough room. So that's one paw. Again, take that, make it a triangle shape, kind of. Squish it down, round, round. I'm just going to do it with my silicone tool this time. Probably need the other tool actually. Oops. I did. I had a look. You find it more entertaining. Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. All right. Little paw pad. There. Now let's stick it on here. Oh, you did Sonia yesterday. Ah. You wouldn't know where to start. Okay. Just blend that out, make it a bit smoother. Thank you for the share. All right, let's get our toe beans. Toe beans. One. Been looking at how to do rattlesnake. I think I'm just going to take the plunge and do it in this round. I'll do 2 reptiles just to make my life easier. Oh, thank you. Okay, now toe beans. Done. Toe beans. Okay, make sure that's done. So we've got our 2 lower feet done for our medieval cat. Then we've got these toe beans to do, which is the last ones. These will be for the hands. Yay. Okay. Smooth it out. Right. So these are a little bit different, these hands. I'm going to put the paw pad here. Line it up properly, shall we? All right, got our toe beans. And I'll add the claws after when the whole doll's done. But for this medieval cat, I'm going to go with a standing up version. Good combo of my previous 2. Bit. Okay. I might use this one actually. All right, that's our hand toe bean. Cute. I need to get my tray. Get all these ready for baking. All right, last little paw pad. And then what's next? Next is, I don't know. I try and finish this okami. And I'm want to try and not leave like doing paws and stuff to the last, because I hate doing like just paws. That's draining. So I'm going to try going as I go, making them as I go. I need to find the mold for my stag as well. Feet, my stag feet. I don't want to sculpt 4 hooves. All right, so tiny little dough bean. No problem. Oh, my dentist. I don't. I am not jealous of that. I hate the dentist. Good luck. All right. Okay. Dough beans. Ta-da! He's a lion. He's my lion. He's a pretty boy. I just finished him and lady in the back there. So they're going to go up next week in my shop. Okay, there are our toe beans done. They're ready for baking. Now, I've got okami that I want to finish. So, let's get... Got my reference images. I need to sort of clean it up. I never thought of it that way. There you go. True. Got a little open mouth, like so. Yeah, try and get them open mouth a bit better. I think it's stylish. He's got very stylable, you know, great fashion sense. All right. So this is almost done, this one. I'm not like 100% happy with it. It's just parts of it. I can tell it's got very much my style to it. And I can tell. Obvious, you know, I am sculpting it. I think it's the eyes that it's very my style of eyes. So I can tell. All right, so I'm sort of in the process of smoothing everything out. I am going to be adding fake fur over it, I think. I'm pretty sure. So I'm not going to go too overboard with the smoothing. It's just around the obvious parts. And I do want to try and get a little bit of that detailing here so I can sort of follow it when I add the fur on top of it. But yeah, I think it'll look weird if I don't add fur to it because I'm going to be doing the body in fake fur. So yeah, I think it just needs it. So I'm trying to make it as neat as possible without going overboard because you just don't need to. If I was doing a sculpture, obviously I'd make it a bit neater, but no sculpt that I'm going to be painting, but we ain't doing that. We making art dolls. Could probably even open the eyes a little bit more. The line is so cool. Thank you. Thanks. I don't know. I've been playing around with the eyes for probably most of the time I've been sculpting this doll. I've been playing around with the eyes heaps. So start cleaning up the other side. So I'm using a silicone tool, which is super handy to clean all this up. Smooth it out. Oops. You're going to travel the world and make mystical creatures of the country I'm in. Oh, thanks. That's a good idea. That's a nice idea. I sort of did the same thing when I first started. It's making fantasy creatures. Pick a subject. Thanks. You're inspired by every art doll creator I see. Oh, thanks. Now, this should be smooth. This bit here should be smooth. I am working from reference images, by the way. Thanks for the follow. So it's obvious that your style is going to be part of Sculpt. So this to be smooth. Never seen a Shiranui art doll or anything before, so that's why I'm doing that one and not just Okami. All right, so I'm just going to shave off some of the ear just to make it flat. This side, same deal. Black on my fingers, that's cool. Okay. Yeah. Smooth it out. Doesn't matter about the black because it's going to be covered in fur anyway. But you can always scrape it off. Okay. That lion. Oh, thanks. There you go. That's what he looks like. I've sort of angled him so you can see his mouth a bit. That's the lady as well. I've done a lady too. She's a bit spicier. And my art dolls are a little bit different from other people's, other artists. So I saw a gap as well with most of them do a lot of fantasy things, which I'm not, I used to do a lot of, and then I sort of got over it. So I enjoy making realistic animals. So that's where we're doing now. That's where we are. Yeah. Been doing this for a long time now, so I still make fantasy things every now and again, but not as often as what I did back in the day. Smooth. Okay, looking good. Blend. I want to smooth this out a bit more, a bit better. Thanks for the likes. So we've got 2 ears that I'm trying to smooth out. This one's a lot smoother than that one, so smooth it out. Got my smaller ball tool to get into crevices. Right. Wondering if I should just restart this live because it's awful. It's been awful from the start. TikTok didn't push it out, like, at all. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit on the nose here. Just sort of bring it up a little bit. And I sort of want it a little bit more squared off. A bit more squared off here. Thanks, Freya. Okay. Yeah, just check that it matches up. Three. I'm sick of hearing these crows all day. Thank you for the likes. Okay, so I'm just sort of smoothing out all these details here because I sort of just whack them on and now they need to be smoothed out. Okay. Check. Check the symmetry. There's like lots of little rough edges and stuff that just need to sort of go back over and clean up a little bit. The eyes. Okay. I think I might jump off the live. There's kind of no point being on it, to be honest. hits in 8 months. Nice. I think I'm just going to jump off the live because it's not, there's no point being on. It's not doing anything. So, I can either restart it or just not bother. It is not good today, so there's no point being on, I guess. TikTok didn't push it out from the get-go. It did nothing from the get-go, so... No, they're literally not. There's no one in here. It's just you. It's just you. It's been like that the whole live. There'll be like one or two that'll save things and then they'll leave. It's just not pushing it out today. So I can either try and restart or just jump off, I guess. Sometimes it just does that. I don't know why. It just... You can tell like when you first start the live what it's going to be like, and like I could tell today some days it just doesn't push it out like at all, and today's one of those days. So you know, I guess I can try and don't know, might try and film a tutorial maybe instead of being on the live. We don't like wasting time over here. You can relate. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just like, I don't know, TikTok must have something up its butt. Let me try and restart it. I've got about half an hour. You'd only get seen by friends. Yeah, fair enough. Let me try and restart it. Oh, about half an hour. And see what that does. Because normally I get like people that are coming in. You know, I get followers from it and stuff, but it hasn't even done that today, so sometimes restarting it. Normally I get like a bloody restriction every time. And I still get more people coming in. But yeah, let me restart and see how it goes. That's enough. Okay, let's see how this goes. Yeah. All right, let's see how this goes. Hopefully. Hello. Okay. Now, I reckon. I reckon. Okay. Hi again. Hello. Popstar, how are you? We'll try again. We try again. All right. You're good. Looks very cool and interesting. Yeah, I make art dolls. Or fake taxidermy pieces. So right now I'm doing like a personal project. I don't know if you know the game Okami, but one of the characters is Shiranui. Sorry. We are doing an art doll, so it's going to be part of my like personal collection. You know. See how we go. I'm trying to make I've had a whole list of things that I've been wanting to make for like a personal collection. A whole list of them. So I have taken it upon myself to start making them. Yeah. So I just did Frank the Rabbit from Donnie Darko, old movie. But I've always wanted to make Frank, and I made like a little action figure of him. Looks pretty cool. And yeah, I've always wanted to make something from Okami. So that's what we're doing. And then I made a really big Drogon from Game of Thrones many years ago. A number of years ago. It's quite big. And I want to redo the whole body on it. So one day soon, I'm going to pull it apart and redo the body, which is a task in itself. But I can do a better body on that. It's quite big, but so. All right, now I'm going to carve a little bit off here because I think it's a little bit too bulky. So I've got a little rake tool. Oh, thanks. I do offer payment plans. So, oh, thanks. No problem. Have a good sleep. Yeah, I do offer payment plans, so I can make it a bit easier, a bit more attainable. All right, so now I want to sort of just thin that out a little bit. So I'm going to just take a small layer off here. And these are also pretty good for using it as a rake tool. So a rake tool, basically, you drag it across your sculpture and it sort of evens out the surface. So it takes away, lumps and bumps. Hey! So this is like a little loop tool. It's got sort of a rough edge. So you can just sort of drag it across the surface and it takes away like these lumps and bumps, so imperfections, let's call it. I'm going to call it that. And just makes it a bit smoother. But obviously there's, little nooks and crannies that you do want, but you can just make it a bit easier to smooth it out. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we want to sort of elongate that a tiny bit. The muzzle was just a little bit too thick, I guess. All right. Smooth it out. What's my favorite animal? A tiger. I've loved tigers since I was a kid. I'm trying to find like nice tiger artwork to hang from like other artists, and I can't find what I want. I can't find. I found something that I like, but I have a feeling it's AI, and I don't want to buy that. I don't want to buy AI art, so I'm trying to find. I'm on the hunt for tiger art that I can hang up on my wall. I want it. But yeah, I love tigers, so I'm going to be doing a tiger in this batch as well. A golden tiger. So I've done a orange tiger, and I've done 2 orange tigers and a white tiger. So we're going to do a golden tiger because it is a cool color. And why not? Continuing on with my big cat series. I feel like they need to be twisted around a little bit. Don't know if this is going to wreck it, but just gonna. Yeah, no, it's like maximalist, I think it's called. I think the art style, but I can't find what I want on it. I can't find what I want. I'm just going to stick this in here because I want the edge of this to pop out a little bit. And this to go in. Okay. And then that to go in. I'm just trying to shift the eye just a slightly different angle. So this is how I do it, kind of. Okay. Do you like? Yeah, I like all animals. I made a few monkeys. What did I do? I made a proboscis monkey, and I made a few apes. So yeah, I need to make more monkeys. Really want to make a marmoset or a golden tamarin. You never knew fakeodermy was a thing. Well, it is. I coined it. I coined the phrase. Fakeodermy. Should I trademark that? You've got a little squirrel here from Bank West, like a plush. Oh. Well, it's your cat toys now. It's your cat's toy now. Kiss that bye-bye. think the eyes look a bit better. The eyes were just not doing it for me. All right. You can show me. You send me a picture. Just trying to shift where the eyes are sitting because I don't like where they're sitting. They're sort of a bit off. There's something so cute. Did I miss? Oh, thank you for the heart. What are your feelings about eyes from? About eyes? Like fake eyes? So cute. Like glass eyes, you mean? Obviously, if they sell them to use in like sculptures and stuff, like sure. I mean, glass eyes are a tricky one because they're kind of selling them as supplies, if that makes sense. So they're going to be used in dolls, so I don't really see a problem using them at all. If they're selling them for supplies, you know. You like butterflies? What's my favorite bug? I like praying mantises. They're cool. I'm going to say praying mantis. I like praying mantis. Whoa, that's interesting. Spiders are cool. I want to make a orange-kneed tarantula. I think it's going to be my first spider. I haven't made a spider before, so we want a nice fluffy spider. You like dragonflies? Dragonflies are pretty cool too. They're up there with my faves. I do like dragonflies. I think it's the name as well. But yeah, I think I'm impartial to praying mantises. And ladybugs. I do like ladybugs. Who doesn't? Scorpions are cool. Jumping spiders? Yeah. My favourite spider. I don't know. Never really thought about a favourite spider, to be honest. I mean, spiders aren't my favourite thing in the world. Probably the peacock jumping spider. They're kind of cute, right? There's no denying that. What about bird poop spider? Okay, I think that's better. Maybe. A bird poo spider? Hey, more. Eric. Oh, hey. Sorry, I didn't see your face. How are you? Yeah, Google bird poo spider. Looks like bird poo. Trust. It just looks like a yeah, it just looks like a bird crap, basically. Life's good. We're doing Shiranui from Okami, so just sort of smoothing it all out. Just played around with the eyes a little bit because I'm not 100% happy, as usual. It's usually how it goes. So we're playing with it. Put a tiny bit in the corner. Where did that piece go? Oh. What's your favorite movie? I don't know if you've ever heard of Ace Ventura. That's pretty good. That's one of them. I don't know. That's up there. I know it's probably old-fashioned. It's outdated humor, but that's where we're at. It's a good movie. Major points. Ace Ventura. Look, it's outdated humor, but I like When Nature Calls a little bit better than Pet Detective, but I like Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey, so I don't think anyone has made me laugh as much as Jim Carrey does. What's my favorite dog? Probably a husky. Your type of humor. Yeah, I know. It's outdated, I know. It's millennial humor. But yeah. You have a pug. I made a pug not too long ago, actually. Just trying to fix these eyes. I don't like it. I have it on my website because the customer who commissioned it, it's been obviously sent to the customer. But yeah, there's videos on my TikTok or my YouTube, my website, all that stuff. Pictures of the pug, but it was a cream pug. I don't have it anymore, obviously. It's been sent to, I think it went to the States. I feel like I've spent way too long on this head. I like in Pet Detective where you can see like Courtney Cox just breaking character because she's laughing too much at what Jim Carrey's doing. I think that makes me laugh. Or like I think Dan Marino broke character as well. The whole thing is like them breaking character. How could you keep a straight face when you're watching that? You can't. I wouldn't be able to. Let's look at some other pictures. Trying to get some pictures of Okami. Alright, just blow that up a little bit so I can see. Okay. You don't know what to say. Oh, thanks for sharing. I don't know. You have any questions? I don't know. I run out of things to talk about half the time. I run out of stuff to say half the time. So I feel ya. Okay. Sorry. What have we got? Sometimes it helps looking at it upside down as well. And the problem is, like, I'm going off a reference of the sculpture and I don't have to. I don't have to either. And I think sometimes that throws it off because obviously that's somebody else's work. That shows through. You know, I should look at reference images of the actual game. But I think I fixed the eyes a bit happier with them. They were just very, I don't know, just didn't look right. You don't have a golden retriever? Well, I've never had a golden retriever. We had a Great Dane growing up. I'm a cat person. I prefer cats. Do I keep making cats? Beauty, mate. Now I should look at some reference images of the game. All right. Let me Google it. Okay. Yeah. You know, I like I mean, I can make the eyes like thinner, but it might be too thin. I think they're quite thin in the game though. I feel like this face is more accurate as well. I don't know. Sometimes it's always hard to make the eyes like symmetrical as well. My favorite cat, I like Burmese. I've got a Burmese, so I like their personalities. And they're just nice looking cats. I don't like the American Burmese. I think what they're breeding them to have a flat face, and I don't like that. So I like the European Burmese, not the American one. How do I write that one tree spider? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? What do you mean? All right. How do I write that spider that is your favorite? The peacock jumping spider? Is that the one? I think they're pretty cute. I'm going to take a little bit off the side here because I want it a bit thinner maybe. Just a bit smoother, let's just say. Yeah. Peacock jumping spider. They're very pretty. Or the bird poo spider. Okay. That's looking a bit smoother. So this process is like called breaking. And it just smooths out. The surface. Right. Okay, I think that's a little better. Just going to create like a little ledge here. Match. I'm going to have to try and finish this off tomorrow, but how do I even write it? Peacock. How do I make these? Well, this is a part of it. Sculpting. All right. Okay, so I'm going to have to leave it there for today. But tomorrow I'll be back to, what will I do tomorrow? Got a fair few things to do. I'm going to try and find my mold for the stag. The crystal stag. Yes, I'm using polymer clay, Sculpt Original. So yeah, crystal stag is almost ready to go. I'm going to try and finish off Shiranui tomorrow too. So we'll see how we go with that. Anyway, so I'm going to leave it there for today. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully tomorrow we have a better live. And today's live was a bit poo-poo. All right, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. catch you guys on YouTube.